Hey guys, how's it going? Comparing here. So at Blizzcon they announced and showed a few little bits of the Goblins versus Gnomes, or Gnomes versus Goblins, whatever it is, expansion for Hearthstone, where they have 120 new cards and they're all super crazy. Well, at least most of the ones that got released, which aren't too many, but I wanted to make a video, highlight the changes that have been announced so far, give you guys my opinion on the cards because, well, super cool. And I think I did a really good job on stream today, so instead of doing it here again, I just wanted to show you what I went over, and hope you guys enjoy it. And I have to tell you guys, I'm really looking forward to an edition of that many cards. It's gonna be basically a whole new game. And, well, I'm pretty satisfied as it is. So, great stuff coming up. Check it out. And I'll see you guys. I guess I'll go quickly through the cards. You guys have to keep in mind, like, when Nax was released, or when Nax was announced, people gave their opinion on each of the cards based on how the game was going at that time. That's why cards like Undertaker, that kind of stuff, they were, not really seen like as the craziest card in the game, and now we know that it is because people hadn't combined the cards, hadn't used the cards together. So especially in terms of constructed, what I would think of the cards now doesn't have much weight at all because Nax is 30 cards, this expansion is 120 cards. So the game is going to change completely. So what I'm going to say about these cards now relative to other cards is completely inconsequential. Annoyatron, it's pretty shitty, but we're going to see shit like this in Arena. Explosive Sheep is pretty interesting. 2 mana, Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to all minions. If you play the spell heavy decks, it's pretty interesting. I don't know. This might be really good. I'm just going to do a quick overview because I don't want to spend too long on these. There's a lot of these kinds of cards where it's Death Rattle, summon a random 4 or 3 or 2 or legendary, that kind of stuff. I think this one's one of the worst ones because it only has 4 health. So if you're playing against a mage, it'll die to a Sorcerer's Apprentice and the hero power. And then, I don't know, it might summon trash. And for 6 mana, it's just not that much value. It's okay, but relative to the other ones, it's not good. This card's totally fucking crazy. 4 mana, 3/2 battle card, give your other minions Wind Fury, Taunt, or Divine Shield. So all you gotta do is fill up a shaman board with 6 other random creatures and totems and garbage, and you play this and then you bloodlust, and then it's pretty much game over. Okay. Unstable Portal, add a random minion to your hand, it costs 3 less. I saw someone play this and get Doomsayer, so you can get minions that actually cost less than 3 mana to begin with. So this card is pretty dumpster. Matter Bomber. This is what we're talking about. This is the answer I've been looking for. When my opponent coins out a Spectral Knight, I can play a Matter Bomber, kill it with bombs. That's 6. I can do 6 to a creature. And it's 1 out of 3 to power 6, so it's not that bad. I've seen crazier stuff in Arena. Yeah. Okay. Cogmaster. His card's pretty good. The Zoo deck's probably going to give Mech a try. It might work. We're missing so many cards that I don't really know if together it'll work, but by itself it seems like it'll work. Villain's Chosen's pretty good. You get +1 spell damage. Priests have a decent number of spells, not that many, but they might get a few more. Each class is actually getting a lot of class cards, not just one like in Nax. And 4 health is a lot. 2 attack is pretty good. And you can also combo this, if you really need to kill a Ysera, you fucking Velen's Chosen it. And you're the special Ysera! Shadow Word Death, get the fuck out of here. So, I mean, you have some options with that. Dr. Boom, 7/7/7 legendary, battlecry summon 2 Boombots. Boombots is a 1 mana 1/1, and when it dies, it does 1 to 4 damage to a random enemy. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But this guy looks like Dr. Doom, so this is a pretty cool Marvel card. I like that. Okay. Cogmaster, Dr. Boom, yeah, Explosive Sheep, we've seen those already. I've seen that. Okay, 5 mana, 3/4, battlecry, equip a random weapon for each player. I don't think this is that good. Because, like, the wording is a little bit confusing. Do you equip a random weapon for each player in the game? I mean, it could mean that, but it probably doesn't mean that. Because, I mean, you get 2 weapons. Or it could mean that each player in the game gets a random weapon, which probably is going to be the case. But, like, if that's the case, that's kind of shit. Because, like, you both get it. Yeah, you get the first attack. But so what? What if he gets a Gore Howl and you get a fucking Lights of Justice? Like, it's a 5 mana 3/4, so it's pretty disappointing. Then you have Bomb Lobber. 5 mana 3/3, battlecry, deal 4 damage to a random enemy minion. This looks bad, because it's 5 mana for a 3/3. It's basically like kind of a variant of Stormpike Commando, which is 5 for 4/2, deal 2 specific damage. But this pretty much kills Miracle Rogue, because when they do like turn 5 Auctioneer Coin Conceal, like, nice Auctioneer, bro, and then you lob a bomb, and then he probably quits the game. So it's okay. Like, again, it's hard to judge cards as really good or really bad right now, because there's so much that'll change. But it's a cool card. I don't think it's that good for, like, Arena, but it's a cool card. This is the Boombot. This is what you summon with that legendary dude. I told you guys about that card. Flame Cannon. It's a 2 mana, deal 4 damage to a random enemy minion, which is pretty good. But, I mean, why would you use that over Frostbolt? I don't know. So, it's okay. 4 for 5/4, Goblin Blast Mage, battlecry for control of Mech, deal 4 damage, randomly split across enemy characters. This is a really good card. It's like you get a spell damage Arcane Missiles, and it's a 5/4 for 4. All you need is Mech. So as long as the Mech isn't catastrophically garbage, then this is a great card. We already saw Matter Bomber. Mech Warper. When I read this, I'm like, whoa, Mech Warrior! And then, oh. Yeah. 2 for 2/3, your Mech's cost 1 less. Yeah. If people play like Mech, Zoo, all that shit, people play this card. I mean, it doesn't say that it has a limiting reduction. So if you have like 2 of these, then your mechs cost 2 less, and some of your mechs might cost 0. So that'll be pretty cool. This is the Sky Golem that I said is kind of shitty. You guys will see why. Recombobulator is really good. 2 for a 3/2, which is good stats. Battlecry, transform a random friendly minion into a random minion with the same cost. The reason this is a good idea, I mean, it might be like complete dumpster garbage in Constructed because of the random factor, all that kind of stuff. I understand, but in Arena, if you have like a big minion that's like at 1 health against like a mage, this basically allows you to recast the minion. And when you get into like the late stages of mana, you start getting like legendaries and shit. So it becomes really good. For instance, like, you know, you have a Boulder Fist Ogre at 1 health, you just play Recombobulator, and you get like a fucking Sylvanas. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Get Cairn. Everything's awesome. So this card's like really good in Arena, I think. Okay. Then Shrinkmeister, 2 for a 3/2. Again, good stats. Battlecry, give a minion -2 attack this turn. This will let you like snipe a minion. So this is like a really powerful card. The problem is that like it looks really, really OP, but people have to keep in mind, like, you don't really play this on turn 2. Like, if you play this on turn 2, it's just fucking Raptor. So this is kind of like a late game-ish card, and because it's a 2-drop, it's kind of worthless. So it kind of has that like Crazed Alchemist feel, which is like a really good battle cry, but it's just not useful as a creature when you play it. So this is a pretty good card, in my opinion. Easel Shredder, 8 for a 5/7, which is terrible stats. Death Rattle, summon a random legendary minion. And if you guys have looked through the legendary list, there are some pretty shit ones, so I'm not a fan of that card. Mechaneer Thermoplug. 9 mana, 9/7. Whenever an enemy minion dies, summon a leper gnome. I think this is too much mana, but this is like a hilarious fucking card. I don't even know. There's probably some combos with. Oh, it's not. Thank you. There's probably some combos with whatchamacallit. Warsong Commander. So you can give all the fucking Leper Gnomes charge. And then you get like bonus shit on the board. Just keep plugging in those Leper Gnomes. So it's pretty cool stuff. Micro Machine, in my opinion, is a really OP card. Because in Arena, sometimes your opponent doesn't have like a good 2-drop. They rely on their 4-drop. And if they rely on a 4-drop, this is just going to smoke it. Because it's at the start of each turn, gain +1 attack. Which means when you play this, and then end your turn, your opponent's start of his turn will trigger this ability. So it's at the very worst a 2-2. And 2-2 for 2 is pretty bad, but in that stage of the game, people rarely have a creature on the board. So if you play this, even if your opponent plays like a 2-2, or a 2-drop I mean, when it becomes your turn again, it's a 3-2. And then you attack him, then it's his turn, then it's a 4-2 again. So it has very good options. Mimrod's Head, 5 for a 4/5 at the start of your turn. If you control at least 3 mechs, destroy them all and form Voltron. And you guys see what Voltron is. I don't know how likely or counterable or anything this circumstance will be. I don't know. You guys will see what Voltron is in a second. 4 for a 4/3 Piloted Shredder, Death Rattle, summon a random 2-cost minion. So this is what I was talking about. So if you guys remember the epic card that was 6 mana cost, it was like a 6/4. Like both of them died with fucking 2-drop from a mage anyway. But this one's 4 mana, the other one was 6. And the Death Rattle is still really good. Like a 2-drop is still really good. Yeah, a 4-drop is better with the other card, but this is a common. So I think you're going to see this like more often in Arena than you will the other card. I think it's actually better than the epic version. 3 for 3/4, but it's a mech, so it's like a little special. Again, I think a lot of cards are going to be like this, like Iron for a Grizzly type crap. We saw the Portal. Oh, this is Voltron. 8 for a 4/8 charge Mega Wind Fury. Can attack 4 times a turn. This is spawned from the Mimron head that you just saw. And the reason this card is like fucking retarded is because it's not 8 to cast. You get it for free from the effect of the other legendary. So, like, it does 16 damage by itself, and then you have like 10 mana to buff it up. It's a game over. Like it's a game ender. It's like what is it? Magic big furry monster. 99.99, the black card, or what's that shit in Yu-Gi-Oh? Exodia? Is it Exodia? Yeah, that's basically what it is. Like you play this, and then you have like a Dark Iron Dwarf, and then you hit him for 24. Like, you're done. You know. This card's really strong. It's a priest card, upgraded repair bot, 5 for 5/5, which is good stats, especially considering because most 5-drops are pretty bad. Battle card, give a friendly mech +4 health. So it's kind of like a super temple enforcer, but only for mech. But it is itself mech. So you know, it is like 4 mech priest decks, and 4 mech priest decks. This is fucking ridiculous. And these are like French or something. I gotta zoom out a little bit because they're like full prints. I don't know French, so these cards are like cool and stuff. Yep, French. This is like some kind of mech giant. I'm pretty sure it's like costs 1 less for each card in the opponent's hand or some shit like that. Okay. These are spare parts. These are probably triggered through some legendary or some circumstance. I don't know exactly which. I think it's taunt, freeze, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's not really that relevant. This card's super cool. I think this was my favorite card besides the Matter Bomber. Oh, it says at the bottom? Okay, I'll check them again. Ogre Maul, 3 for 4/2, 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. And there's some shit there. Some shit there. This shows the new board. That's spectator mode. Okay, let me go back to the French cards for a second. Oh, I see. Cost 1 less for each card in your opponent's hand. So I was right on that one. Okay, so I guess we can review these then. I haven't seen these yet. So this is 3 for a 3/3. And it says, Battle Cry, if you control a mech, gain +1/+1, and add a spare piece to your hand. So this is 3 for a 4/4, and you get one of those cards. That's actually ridiculous. We're going to see some serious mech zoo decks. This is 1 for a 2/1, Death Rattle, put a spare part card in your hand. That's kind of shitty, but again, in the mech zoo decks, we're going to see those. 3 for a 3/2, Battle Cry, draw card. If it's a minion, transform it into a chicken. What? Why the fuck would you play this? You're gonna like chicken a Sylvanas or a Ysera or something. Oh my god. Yeah, poulet is chicken. I'm familiar with poulet. I got a warrior card, 3 mana, it's a spell. Deal 1 damage to a random minion. Repeat until a minion dies. That's pretty funny, because like the way that people play Control Warrior these days is like you kill the small creatures with like weapons and shit, and then you don't actually play stuff. And then you can do like Acolyte of Pain, and then this. And you draw a bunch of cards. You draw like 3 cards minimum. Or if he has like a Ysera, it's 3 mana, deal 12. That's pretty good. Nice circumstance card. Okay, that's all the French cards. Alright, I mean, that seems like a lot of cards. That's still like nothing. Like, there's 120 cards in the set. It's coming out next month, so. Again, you have to take like my opinion, anyone's opinion, very lightly on these cards, because the whole game is going to change, like, completely. So it's really impossible to say decisively what will be good, what will not be good. So great stuff coming up.